Hey Kenny, I think I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna tap out.
What?
Yeah, I'm just out of breath. It's just, yeah.
You kidding me?
Dude, you're lucky I'm here. I mean,
What?
yeah. All right, I gotta go.
Seriously?
Yeah. See you later. Fuck. I'm almost home, but I think I gotta tap out right now. I'm on the turnpike, but oh well. Oh, Jesus. I guess I should do the podcast. All right. What do we got here? Jeez, I'm out of breath just from getting ready. You know what? I think I'm going to tap this episode out. Make sure to leave a like and comment on each video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available everywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, etc., all that good stuff. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips. And we'll leave you with this. Much. Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host, Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The Ski Stash! The Ski Stash!
Welcome to the Big Ten. Patriots go with Drake May. Let's go! No. We're not going to pull an Anthony Richardson. I am here. We're not going to skip a week unless we absolutely have to. Even if I'm out of breath, I will keep going. All right. Oh, Jesus. What do we have to go over here? We got some baseball. We got some football like always. No hockey, no basketball, just the way we like it. Okay, before we get into the World Series, Shohei's 50-50 ball sold in auction for $4.392 million. This is exactly why you hold on to that ball. Any ball that is a historic or a mile marker for a player, keep it and sell it because it will bring you a bunch of fucking money. Okay, let's get into the World Series. Everybody was hyped for this matchup. New York, LA, classic coast-to-coast battle. All right, for game one, it was actually Juan Soto's birthday. So happy birthday to him. What a present. That's crazy. Playing in a World Series on your birthday. And this was before, all the bad shit happened. So it was a great defensive game the whole time. Even the fans were getting in on it. And this might have been foreshadowing. I typed down here. The first game goes to extras. This is already a great series. So yeah, the game did go to extra innings in this first game. Tied 2-2 going into the 10th. The Yankees scored because Blake Trinan was a little wild. Jazz stole third. And then the Yankees got the go-ahead run on a fielder's choice. And of course, I got up to go to the bathroom when I thought it was safe. Freddie Freeman walked it off while I was in the bathroom with a grand slam after Jake Cousins walked Gavin Lux. Volt mishandled a ball that allowed Edman to reach base. And Mookie was intentionally walked to get a lefty-lefty matchup for Nestor Cortes, who hadn't pitched in 2 months. Freeman absolutely did not miss on a middle-in fastball, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and he got every single stitch of it. The Dodgers won game one in extras 6-3. And for the Yankees, it got worse from there. It really, until last night, has not gotten any better. I really think this took a lot of air out of the Yankees' sails. What in the hell was Boone doing going to Nestor Cortes, a starter who hasn't pitched in 2 months, instead of Tim Hill, your lefty specialist out of the bullpen, who has been amazing in lefty-on-lefty matchups? That didn't make any sense. Oh, just to feel good for Nestor Cortes? Come on, Boone, you can't be making these boneheaded decisions. Aaron Boone, more like Aaron Bonehead. And then game two comes along, and the Dodgers just keep on rolling. Ice Cube coming out with the baseball remix of Good Day was pretty fucking awesome, not gonna lie. That got the vibes going in before the game even started. And with all that energy, they got Rodon out pretty easily, knocking him out in the 4th inning with 4 earned runs after allowing back-to-back home runs to Teoscar and then Freddie Freeman. And it was actually pretty funny here. Tim Hill was put in against Freddie Freeman, and Tim Hill got Freeman to pop out pretty easily. Yamamoto was making Judge look absolutely silly out there. He cannot lay off that slider that starts at his waist and then dives below the zone away from him to save his life. Every single Dodgers pitcher is throwing it against him, and he cannot hold off on it, no matter what. So the Dodgers won Game 2, 4-2. And Ohtani had a partially dislocated shoulder after attempting to steal second. Apparently, that didn't matter at all. Okay, so to start out Game 3, there in the Bronx, Freddie Freeman hits another home run to go up 2-0 in the first. Never looked back. This was a pretty boring, cut and dry game. Another 4-2 win for LA. Game 4, Freddie Freeman hits another home run to go up 2-0 in the first. Stop me if you've heard that before, because he did the exact same thing in Game 3. Freddie Freeman is on a tear. That was his 6th World Series game in a row with a home run, and that is now a record. 6 straight World Series games with a home run. And he's sitting at 10 RBIs right now. The record for a World Series for RBI is 12. I know that because I put a bet for anyone to have 13 plus RBIs and to break the World Series record. So Freeman needs 3 more RBIs. He hit the grand slam in Game 1, had the home run in Game 2, home run in Game 3, then legged out a single to score an RBI in last night's game, as well as that 2-run home run. So I'm feeling it. It was pretty damn good odds. I put $25 on it. I think I'll win back like $750. Freeman, please. I'm recording this before Game 5 tonight, so fingers crossed. But yeah, for the rest of Game 4, that guy who had the fan interference on Mookie is as New York as someone can possibly be. Take him out of the Yankees jersey, and I would be able to tell you he's from New York 100 out of 100 times.
Back at Dodger Stadium. And yeah, Betts has that ball in his glove, and this fan literally tries to take his glove off. Pries the ball out of there.
What we're seeing here.
This is actually the first time I'm seeing this live.
Okay.
And here's a little fun fact. That
live.
guy right there grabbing Mookie Betts' glove
Don't tell me you know
was
him.
my friend in college.
Gronk, stop it right now.
He was on the ice hockey team, the club Arizona Wildcats team, ice hockey team. And let me tell you, the whole hockey team, they were absolute maniacs. They were undescribable, just how wild these guys, animals, yes, how wild these guys were. And him doing that represents him very well. I mean, he is all in for his teams. He is all in for the Yankees. I remember him talking about the Yankees all the time, how he loves them so much. And that describes him perfectly, just doing whatever it takes to help his team out. But he's a beauty.
Okay,
he is a beauty.
Okay,
and I just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations!
For shining when your moment came.
Volpe got his first postseason home run, and it was a grand slam. At that point, it was 5-2 Yankees. And then the Yankees had more extra base hits in this game than they did in games 1, 2, and 3 combined. They slugged their way to an 11-4 win and forced Game 5 to retain a sliver of hope. And speaking of that fan who interfered against Mookie, oh man, banned from Game 5. This is the motivation the Yankees needed. Win it for Always Interfering Andy. Why is he called Always Interfering Andy? Because he's always interfering. All right, good luck to the Yankees. Push this thing to Game 7. Let Freeman get those last 3 RBI that he needs to win me that bet. Please. Okay, moving on to college football. I forgot to mention this last week, and I really don't know how because it's been a game changer. I got a second monitor, and having the dual monitor setup for college football Saturday is amazing. I had 9 games going at one point, 4 games on each screen, and then 1 on my laptop. Oh, how can you go wrong? All right, first game that was up last week, And I went with Syracuse, and that completely backfired on me. Kyle McCord, what the hell was that? 5 interceptions, 3 of them pick sixes? What? That is possibly the worst performance I have ever seen from a quarterback. He threw 62 passes. I mean, you're basically always going to lose the game if you have to throw it more than 50 times. And then Boise State stayed alive on Friday night, beating UNLV 29-24 with a comeback win. Ashton Denty had only 128 yards and a touchdown. That's his season low, I believe, 128 yards. His over-under was something crazy. It was like 190 something yards. I would never ever go over that. I would stay away from it completely, to be honest with you. All right, let's just go down the list here. Top 25. Penn State took care of business in Wisconsin. I was really scared for this one. They had a slow start in the first half again. They are always having extremely slow starts in the first half, and they got to correct that. It is really going to bite Penn State in the ass if they don't fix coming out of the gate fast. They do have Ohio State at home next week, and college game day is going to be there, and Trump was supposed to be there, but just today it was announced that he is not going to be at the game anymore. That would have been a logistical nightmare. There are 2 ways, I believe, in and out of Penn State. One back road and one highway. The highway being shut down for a noon game would be absolute hell. I would not want to be anywhere near that stadium. And actually, John's going to that game, and he's going the night before. But yeah, may as well go over Ohio State. They had another terrible game against Nebraska, in which they only won 21-17 on a late touchdown in the fourth quarter. I was really afraid that, actually not afraid, I was almost ecstatic that Nebraska was going to win, but of course, Nebraska, that Patrick Mahomes wannabe, blew it, could not go down the field and score, even though he had his opportunity to twice after Ohio State went up 21-17. But yeah, Ohio State also has a lot of stuff to fix, and I'm really glad Penn State is getting them this week before they have a chance to turn things around. This is the best chance that Penn State has had to beat Ohio State in years. I cannot even remember a better chance that they've had. This was kind of the big game that I was like, 21.5 points. Illinois is going to cover it no matter what. Oh, my God. Oregon blew them out. Final score was 38-9. But that's because Oregon completely stopped trying in the second half. It was 35-3 at halftime. No question about it. Oregon is legit. Oregon's defense, more specifically, is incredible. Okay, Texas Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt almost pulled off the upset again of a top 5 team. Oh, my God. Vanderbilt, you are going crazy over there. You got 3 losses, and I don't even know what the first 2 losses were. I don't know how you have those first 2 losses. You've been playing all these opponents out of your mind. Texas scores the late field goal to go ahead 27-24 in that game and stay 7-1. Oof, they escaped Vanderbilt, that's for sure. Miami couldn't get it going early against Florida State. It was only 17-7 at halftime. Miami completely should have blown them out. They were doing tricked plays in the fourth quarter. I guess they were just trying shit out. LSU marched into Texas A&M and lost. I mean, Brian Kelly was right. I guess they are the best team in the SEC. Texas A&M wins 38-23. That was an impressive win. BYU stays undefeated at 8-0. 37-24 against UCF. BYU were underdogs in that game for some reason. Notre Dame just crushed Navy. No doubt about it. That was ugly for Navy. Navy fumbled the ball like 4 or 5 times. Okay, Indiana beat Washington. Even with Indiana starting quarterback out, that -6.5. Easy bet. Indiana won 31-17. Alabama shut out Missouri 34-0. Comeback win for Alabama. Any other crazy games here? Nothing else crazy happened. Oh, West Virginia beat Arizona. I told you they do it for Rich Rod. Oh, in your face, RJ, in your face. West Virginia wins 31-26. Michigan beat Michigan State. I was kind of surprised by that after Michigan State completely demolished Iowa the week before. And Washington State is 7-1. They're doing pretty well. Last week kind of slowed down in college football a little bit. It was a little bit hectic there for a little bit. I was like, holy shit. It cannot get better and better. They need to take it easy one week. But okay, let's get into this top 25. Top 4 stay the same. Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State. No issues there. Miami goes above Texas after Texas almost lost to Vanderbilt. Tennessee had a bye week. Notre Dame goes up 4 for beating Navy? Really? I mean, Navy was only ranked because they were undefeated. Come on. BYU up 2 to number 9. Texas A&M at number 10. Clemson went down 2. They had a bye week and they went down 2 spots. Are you kidding me? I think Clemson should be ahead of Texas A&M personally. But okay, they just beat LSU. All right. Iowa State moves down 1. Actually, they're tied with Clemson at 11 here. Indiana did not move up in the rankings after beating Washington with their backup quarterback handily. Listen, they should be up ahead of Iowa State, Clemson, and Texas A&M, in my opinion. They've been looking good. Way better than Texas A&M, I think. They're only 20 points behind Texas A&M in the poll. And where the hell is that college football playoff poll? I'm waiting for it. I thought that thing came out in like week 8 normally. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's already week 10. It's going to be week 10 here, and no college football playoff ranking. Pitt up to 18, SMU up 2, Army up 2, Illinois down 4, Missouri down 4. Missouri's still hanging on there in the top 25. Surprisingly, Washington State is not even receiving votes for the top 25, and they're 7-1. All right. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I didn't see him. Holy shit. They're number 22 this week. I just completely glossed over that. I saw Army and SMU up 2, and then I was just looking at the arrows to go up and down. Oh, man. So, okay, Washington State is ranked 22. Okay, I was going to say. So, yes, on to week 10 of college football. The big one. This is the 4th top 5 matchup in 5 weeks. This is insane. College football, you are going wild. All of the other weeks with top 5 matchups have been amazing. Last week, like I said, a little bit of a lull, but still some pretty good football in there. Let's just look over this real quick. Ohio State, Penn State, obviously. Huge one. Gonna be locked into that game 100%. Oof. Outside of that Penn State, Ohio State game, it's not looking like a super crazy week. The only other ranked-on-ranked matchup we have is Pittsburgh at SMU, and they're both, well, Pittsburgh's 7-0, SMU 7-1. I guess that's going to be a good game. I really don't know enough about either team. Obviously, I don't know enough about Pittsburgh because I bet on Syracuse to beat them. But, yeah, Louisville, Clemson might be a good game. Wisconsin, Iowa? Shit. Indiana, Michigan State. I bet before the season started, a lot of people thought that Oregon and Michigan was going to be really good. Damn. Okay. Might be a slow week after the 12 o'clock games. In which, by games, I mean the Ohio State, Penn State game. Truly nothing else going on. I'll watch the SMU Pittsburgh game. Fuck it. I mean, why not? But shit. All right. Well, I guess the only other thing I had to go over for college football was Tennessee's going to be wearing their black uniforms this weekend. And listen, the social media team at Tennessee did not have to go so hard with the reveal video. It was a Venom mashup, and it was ridiculously good. We traded a pretty slow week in college football for one of the best weekends of NFL football in recent memory. Holy shit. This slate of 1 p.m. games was amazing. I think everyone besides 2 of them were decided in the last minute. I'm going to be honest with you, didn't watch Thursday Night Football at all. I have zero interest in the Rams and the Vikings. The Rams won that game 30-20. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are back, so unless you have one of the two in fantasy, didn't really care. All right, yeah, so these 1 o'clock games. We had Jets, Patriots, the Ravens, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Falcons, the Buccaneers, and the Packers and Jaguars. Oh, and the Colts and Texans all come down to the last drive. Oh, let's start out with the Patriots. Okay, so before the Patriots game even started, before this week started, the Patriots were giving away tickets to watch 2 other teams play in the Germany game. Are you kidding me? They might rescind that offer now. Oh boy, this game started out real good. Drake May was showing off the legs. Let's go, baby. Oh, but then with running also comes an increased chance of getting hit. And Drake May is now in the concussion protocol after getting hit in the back of the head. As he was sliding, listen, I don't think it should have been a penalty, so we're totally fine. I'm a Patriots fan, and I do not think it should have been a penalty on the Jets. Let's get that clear. Let's get that out of the way first, okay? Try to not be biased. I try to not be. I try very hard. After May was taken out of the game, I was kind of feeling a little bit shitty. They really couldn't get anything going in the first half outside of the touchdown run that May had. So it was kind of almost back to what we had been dealing with the first 5 weeks of the season. The offensive line is playing a lot better. I love to see that from them. I do wish that they would have traded for Cam Robinson from the Jaguars, but oh well, the line is still all right. I don't know if May will play next week or not, but he has a chance to. He was a limited participant in practice today. But yeah, the first half was kind of bleh. The second half. Some fight came into this team. The defense actually got their shit together this week, and it looked pretty good. There were some minor complaints here and there, like Marcus Jones could not stop Garrett Wilson. I mean, Christian Gonzalez was on Devontae Adams the whole day, and Garrett Wilson was being doubled, which is a switch up from how they were guarding him all like in the first game last year against them and in the first game this year against him. It was just Christian Gonzalez straight up on Garrett Wilson. Now, with Devontae Adams there, you kind of had to do something different. So that was their solution. It didn't really work. Garrett Wilson kind of shredded them. He had 113 yards on only 5 catches, but still 113 yards. Gonna have to fix that up a little bit, but defense absolutely looked better. With 17 seconds left, 4th and goal from the 1 yard line, the offensive line, the whole offense showed some fight and pushed Stevenson into the end zone. They initially stopped him, and I was very scared, but they pushed him through. Patriots get the go-ahead touchdown, and they get the 2-point conversion to go up 25-22. That 2-point conversion was important because obviously if the Jets would have gone down the field and scored a field goal, even though they only had, at that point, 13 seconds, I would have been pretty disappointed. This was a great team win. And even though the momentum was kind of deflated a little bit after May came out, everyone rallied behind Brissett. Great team win. Receivers still need to catch the damn ball. It's getting ridiculous. But, hey, a win is a win. Personal stats do not matter. Now, I did not start Ramondre Stevenson, who had 23.5 fantasy points. But, hey, I still won in fantasy. A win is a win. So the Jets scored 20-plus points, committed 0 turnovers, and held their opponent to under 250 yards of offense. From 1940 until yesterday, teams were 756-0 when they hit those 3 metrics. The Jets are now the sole loss in that column. The Jets seem to be ruined by this loss. Aaron Rodgers says that they are in darkness after this. What?
A few minutes ago just said he called this a moment of darkness for this team. Is that how you see it, and how do you get out of it? I mean, because you could just stay in darkness as well.
Yeah, I've been in the darkness. You got to go in there, make peace with it.
That's an Aaron Rodgers mantra for you. That's very weird. We are surrounded by darkness. Okay. All right, Batman. Okay, I stuck to my word and watched all of the Dolphins' offensive drives, but no Tua death. He looked great. He had a great game. Everyone was so scared to hit him. It was hilarious. When he had a slide pretty late in the game, and instead of even tapping him, the defender immediately held out his hand and be like, "It's okay. You want me to help you? I got you." In watching all of the Dolphins' offensive drives, I actually ended up watching a pretty damn good game in which Trey McBride scored me 21.5 points. Let's go. Another huge reason why I won this week. Yeah. Chad Ryland. What a story. Holy shit. The tank commander for us last year, and then this year he's ripping out the Dolphins' hearts. Oh, you love to see it. The Cardinals did come back to win that game 28-27 on Ryland's walk-off field goal. All right. This Ravens-Browns game. Ravens, you cost me some money. You cost me about $70. Could have had over 1,000 if you won. Yeah, that hurts. I still won a $400 bet because I had a parlay of the Cardinals, the Patriots, and the Eagles, all underdogs. Don't know how the Eagles were underdogs, but apparently that's the Eagles' first time ever winning in the Bengals Stadium. That's insane, but we'll get to that. The Ravens couldn't get anything going until the fourth quarter. Nothing. Holy shit. Lamar had one of his classics, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing at 1 p.m. games. It was just horrible. It was just way too late for them. And Hamilton dropped a sure interception for them to win the game. The play before Jameis threw the go-ahead touchdown to Cedric Tillman with 59 seconds left. It was in and out of Hamilton's hands. They were up 24-23 at that point. What are you doing? What are you doing? You have to catch that. And I want to complain about the receivers for the Patriots not catching balls. But, oh my God, Rashad Bateman, you have to catch that. You are wide open in the middle of the field, sun or not. That was right in your chest. Oh, I would have been so mad if I were a Ravens fan, and I was a little bit disappointed. I was a little bit annoyed. Good news for the Ravens is that they traded for Deontay Johnson on Tuesday. His hands are better than Bateman's, but not by much. So it is an upgrade for Lamar. I really do like this addition. Lamar relies a little bit too much on Flowers and Nelson Aguilar. But yeah, Lamar still at 27 fantasy points. Can't complain. Still won in fantasy. Okay, this one. Brandon McManus got his second walk-off kick in as many weeks as the Packers beat the Jags 30-27. This is so Jacksonville. The Jaguars always fight so hard to come back and seem to always lose it on the last drive. In this game, Christian Kirk was hurt. He had a broken collarbone. And I was like, oh, Brian Thomas Jr., this is great for him. Well, Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks with a rib injury of some kind. I really don't know exactly what's wrong with him. That stinks. Had to find a lot of options in fantasy, but it seems like I found one with Jalen Coker. All right, Colts-Texans game. This one is what everyone's talking about. The Colts were actually putting up a fight against the Texans until Anthony Richardson took himself out of the game on a crucial third down late in the game because he was tired. That is straight from his mouth. That's not a joke. It's not speculation. Straight from his own mouth. I was out of breath. I don't feel like I could have gone on the next play.
Man, tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play. So I just, just told Sam I just needed a break right there.
What a bum. Oh, yeah, the Colts, I was going to say, if you don't bench them, something's fucking wrong with you. But the Colts are going with Flacco. Steichen said, Yeah, fuck you, Richardson. We are going with Joe Flacco. That gives us the best chance to win games right now. He said he is not giving up on Anthony Richardson. Motherfucker, you kind of just did. Someone even said on Twitter, dude, just lie next time. Say you tweaked your ankle or something and you got to go in on the next drive. Don't say you're tired. Are you kidding me? There were some people defending him. Like, oh, running backs and wide receivers take plays off. First off, wide receivers go all out on every single play that they're out there. They have to sell their route, no matter what, because the ball could be coming to them, even if they don't expect it to be. And then running backs, if they don't run the ball, they're in there blocking for the quarterback. Do not sit there and try to tell me sitting in the pocket waiting to throw the ball is more intensive than anything a running back or a wide receiver can do. That's just not the case. It's not. You're crazy if you think it is. Even if it's a running quarterback. I don't see Lamar doing that. Jaden Daniels certainly will never do that this season. There's no chance. Even fucking Caleb Williams, I could never, ever see him doing that. Richardson, what the fuck? This is not rec league football. You cannot be tapping yourself out of the game. You can't. I can't be tapping myself out of my job. What are you doing? Wow. Holy fucking shit. Okay, the other huge news from this game is that Stephon Diggs went down with a torn ACL. Non-contact, he was turning and went down immediately, dropped straight to the ground. I really don't know how many times people have to hear this, but just because he walked off the field doesn't mean that nothing's torn. And unfortunately, in this case, something was torn, it being his ACL. Who was it? It was a lineman on the Patriots. Played in the Super Bowl with a torn ACL. You can still walk with a torn ACL depending on how much pain it's causing you. Capiche? All right, and for some reason, the Texans are underdogs on Thursday night against the Jets, who just had one of their worst losses probably ever. In most recent memory, probably. They just lost to the 1-5 Patriots. And they had Super Bowl aspirations after getting Devontae Adams. Get the fuck out of here. And the Texans are underdogs? Do people not remember that the Texans didn't have Diggs last year? Just because they don't have Nico Collins doesn't mean they're not going to be good. Hold up. Yeah, there were a couple games last year where Tank Dell was out. And I think Stroud had some pretty damn good games without him. It makes no sense to me that the 6-2 Texans are underdogs against the 2-6 Jets coming off that loss against the Patriots. How? Vegas, you've lost your mind. That is the easiest underdog bet I think I've ever seen. Take the Texans on Thursday night. It's only like 1.5 points, but they're still underdogs. That confuses me so much. But yeah, the other 1 p.m. games were the complete opposite. The Eagles pretty handily took care of the Bengals 37-17, and I had no idea that they had never won in Cincinnati before yesterday. If I would have known that, I might not have put them in that parlay. But I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I won it because that Eagles defense is heating up all of a sudden. And they had like 4 or 5 brotherly shoves on Sunday. So, yeah, Eagles are getting back into it. They're becoming a better team as the season goes on, as opposed to last year when they just seemed to be getting worse. And then the Lions completely whooped the Titans 52-17 in every aspect of the game. Khalif Raymond had a punt return touchdown as well. Jameson Williams was suspended 2 games last week for PEDs. Was the PED a gun? Because reports came out this week that Williams was pulled over and had a concealed weapon on him without a permit. The dude really cannot get out of his own way. At what point do you just say, hey, maybe let's move on from him? I mean, in that game, he was suspended for PEDs as he had -4 yards. So getting rid of him is literally a net positive. But, I mean, fuck it. Patriots, go get him. For the rest of the games for this 4 o'clock slate, Chargers win a very low scoring game against the Saints, 26-8. The Saints were up 2-0 the whole first quarter, basically. The Bills won 31-10 against the Seahawks. Geno Smith had a couple interceptions. Broncos. The Broncos are looking pretty good. What I say last week, they might be able to sneak into the playoffs. They're 5-3. They beat the Panthers 28-14. The Chiefs beat the Raiders 27-20. And then this final 4:00 game. Oh my God. This was a very boring game. It was 12-7 going into the fourth. So yeah, I expected this one to be pretty high scoring with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams back there. But it wasn't. But it ended up being the most exciting game of the year. Holy shit. So for most of the game, the Commanders were the ones that were in the lead. They were just scoring field goals. Like I said, it was 12-7 going into the fourth quarter. And then all of a sudden, with 25 seconds left, the Bears marched all the way down the field. They get into the end zone. And then they get the 2-point conversion to go up 15-12. So now not only do the Commanders have to go down and get the field goal, but they can only tie the game with a field goal. They can't win it with a field goal. So I was actually super scared when the Commanders got the ball back because McLaurin had those couple points on that last drive. So I was really hoping he wasn't down there for the Hail Mary. Well, the Hail Mary was caught. It was indeed caught. Holy shit, this was the craziest ending to the game. McLaurin and Zach Ertz went to the middle of the pile instead of going behind the pile like Noah Brown did. And I am so glad that it wasn't one of the two, because if McLaurin or Ertz would have caught that ball, I would have lost. So not only would the Bears have lost on a Hail Mary, I would have lost in fantasy on a Hail Mary, and that would have sucked. Oh my God. Oh, I would have been 4-4 instead of now sitting at 5-3. Let's go. But it was hilarious that the Bears defender was, I think the Bears safety, I'm not sure if he's a corner or a safety, was taunting the crowd in the end zone before the pass was thrown. What are you doing, dude? Wow. This was an incredible throw. So after Jaden Daniels started scrambling around back there, I was like, oh, this is over. It's done for. I thought he was going to get tackled right there. But he chucked that thing. He put everything he had behind it, and it landed right in front of the end zone, right in that crowd of people. No one decided to break off with Noah Brown. And he was there wide open, landed right in his lap. And you could tell that he was completely shocked, like, not shocked, but like, holy shit, did that just happen? And then dropped the ball and was like, yeah, that just happened. Let's go. Commanders win the game 18-15 on a walk-off Hail Mary. Oh, man, you love to see it. I think the last one was probably Rodgers against the Lions over 10 years ago. To win the game? Yeah, I think so. There was that one at halftime in the Jets-Dolphins game last year on Black Friday. But, yeah, to win a game, no, not since Aaron Rodgers did it against the Lions, I think. Damn. That's impressive. Okay, so for Sunday Night Football, CeeDee Lamb went off, but it did not matter because the 49ers won 30-24. Purdy crushed it, and then Isaac Guerendo actually came into the game in place of Jordan Mason, who had a shoulder injury and did pretty well, 85 yards and a touchdown. The 49ers are just producing running backs like crazy. Guerendo was actually a sleeper pick in the Locked On Fantasy podcast that I listened to, so that's kind of not too shocking to me. It's not completely out of the blue like Jordan Mason was. Like I said, Lamb went off 13 catches, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and that still was not enough for the Cowboys to win. The Cowboys are 3-4, and things are not looking good. All right, last game here. The Steelers got the win, 26-18 over the Giants, for 22 straight home wins on Monday Night Football. Oh, my God. I didn't check to see how far back that actually goes, but that must be pretty damn far. It has to stretch into the 90s. You don't have a Monday Night Football game at home every year. Mr. Unlimited is back, baby. Okay, key matchups for Week 9 here. When I see this side video on ESPN, J.J. Watt cannot believe Texans are underdogs versus Jets. Yeah, me neither. J.J. Watt, me neither. There's that game. Okay, the Patriots play the Titans. It's at the Titans, but the Titans are 1-6, and they just got completely blown out. Patriots have not been blown out that bad in a long time. There's hope. There's hope for 2 wins in a row. Oh, my God. Holy shit. Dolphins with Tua face the Bills. Commanders play the Giants again. Broncos-Ravens might actually be a good game because it's a 1 o'clock game, and Lamar apparently cannot play at 1 o'clock at all. Cardinals-Bears. Lions-Packers will be a good game at 4:25. This is where the Colts and Vikings were flexed to Sunday Night Football. At the very least, Flacco starting this game, so it will be somewhat watchable. And then we got Buccaneers, Chiefs on Monday Night Football. We'll see if the Chiefs can stay undefeated. Okay, I don't think I have anything else. Just hop on over to Twitter, see if anything's happened since we started recording. So Bryce Young started the game last week since Andy Dalton was in that car crash during the week last week. He was totally fine. I think they were just leaving him out just for precautions. But even with Andy Dalton healthy, Schefter says here, the Panthers will stick with Bryce Young as their starting quarterback Sunday against the Saints. You know what? Keep him in against the Saints since the Saints kind of suck right now. But they might not suck for long because I think Derek Carr is also on his way back. So, might get ugly. Okay, anything else I missed? Oh, what did Tony Hinchcliffe say about Puerto Rico? Dude, I can't even find what Tony said that made people so mad. Puerto Rico is a floating garbage pile right now. You want to dress it up like North Korea and just pretend that it's okay? No, it's trash. All right, and on that note, okay, make sure to leave a comment and like on each video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips throughout the week. And we'll leave you with this. Much.
Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host, Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The Ski Stash! The Ski Stash!
Welcome to the Big Ten. Patriots go with Drake May. Let's go!